And we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the alien spaceship garden stream and the Jurassic landscape of this garden. Right. All right. So we are. We will gladly talk about a variety of different things we usually talk about, and we will be also. Hey, hi, hello, Lights 3, and hello, Falcon. Welcome, everybody. And yeah, this is the Garden Live, and now we are here. So, hope everybody's doing well. And I'm doing some upgrades, not upgrades, that's not the right word. How was my day? Oh, my day has been going fine. I am getting the internet system that I have seems to have, okay, so I'll explain this to you. So, the city back in the past had some catastrophic event happen, and when this occurred, the infrastructure 20 years later still isn't really 100% in some parts, like say with some systems. And it seems that and a bunch of other things and recently that happened causing this some internet systems to have issues, which I it wasn't just me. So I'm going to get something else and also have a different setup with the way that it connects to the computer. That way, to reduce the issues that happen sometimes during live streams. It's happened before, and I didn't really know what was causing it, but now I could see what the issue is. So, there's an outage actually in my area in general because of some line got severed or some station got damaged. So it's just not reliable to have a situation like that. So that's why it's good to have something that works better. Because when, although outages happen, to everybody, I guess, but when you do these kind of things that we do, we can't really, we have to do what we can to not have outages. Right. And so thank you, Falcon, for asking. And also, Lights 3, glad you're here too. Good morning, Brig. Salute to you. Welcome to the stream. And as I said, we will see how it works. We'll see how it works. So on Thursday, we'll have it installed and see if it does anything any better. Yeah. So right here, yeah. Shout out to the Aloha UAP. Glad to have you here. All right. So this area is a plowed garden right here, and we have the watered broccoli too. Okay, and yeah. So right here we're gonna see how it goes. We have this right here, and I did that earlier today, and we have some more summer type stuff in this region. Okay, we got this like that, and you got some more spots where we'll see about some plants coming up at some point. But that's what it looks like when I do the yard. I I put these mounds here to have the different plants come up. It's kind of a cool season right now, but it'll eventually get a little bit warmer. Then it'll get extremely hot because it gets very hot here. Glad to see everybody coming in chat. That is good. The like some days where I am it can be very hot, and some days it can be very cold. The weather is kind of bipolar. Falcon, that is a tinfoil hat. Moki thought of the idea, and so I made a tinfoil hat and I put that there. Right. Yeah, I mean, so that is something really interesting, and there is in the future months there will be different bugs that'll come out because right now there's not really any bugs happening because of the weather at the moment. But eventually it'll come out. We'll have to go and do what we can to protect everything. But yeah, so there is some that doubt about the UFO theories. Oh, hello, Eddie. Uh, right on. Gnarly. Stream surfing. Well, thank you for telling us hello. Shout out to you. Yeah, so that is something I think is kind of ironic, but in the exactly Falcon, and of course I understand like what UAP was saying that there might be people that have never seen it before that really are just doubt, kind of like with ghosts. Like people say that there isn't ghosts and stuff, but there is something there. I think the same logic applies to the UAPs, the UFOs and stuff that there's too much out there to doubt the existence. Whoa, there's two of them now. Whoa, there's two of these things. There is too much out there to doubt the existence of the UFOs and aliens in general. Yeah, it just all the people in the military that are seeing these things. It's definitely these other dimensional creatures are out there, and it's important for us to be open to these ideas that are right in our faces. All right, there's three of them on this thing. Interesting. Must be a community meeting. Scared. Yeah, that is a stink bug party. That's true. UAP says myself, my flatmate, and his father seen about a dozen of them last night in the same area where I took the one my last short video over the military base direction. Okay, thank you. Well, I'm glad to know that information because it's really exclusive to me. And it's important for me to know in my study of proving these things as being real because they are flying over military bases and and the fact that these military bases it aligns in the United States, there are bases in the United States. Okay, we got some creatures. We could hear them. It is a we are in Atlantis. Yeah. Anyway, UAP. Thank you for letting me know. In my country, it happens too, and military bases, and they seem to be fascinated with sites about that. Thank you, bro. Yeah, yeah. Look at this. These are prehistoric plants, by the way. Why is there so much trash in the forest? Are you at a homeless camp? I'm not at your house bucking. Okay, don't worry. Yeah. So anyway, UAP. Thank you for filling me in about that information. Yeah, no, it's just he thought I was at his house, but I'm not. I said Atlantis, the lost city of Atlantis. Oh, hello, Phoebe. Welcome to the stream. We are looking at the scary plants at night, because you saw it during the day, and at nighttime, it's very, like I'm like in the woods running from some maniac or something. So, and we are hearing some creatures in a tree right now. So it adds to the spooky effect. So I hope you're doing well, Phoebe. Thank you for being here. Yeah, they're up there somewhere. They sound like demons. Yeah, and yeah. Anyway, oh, I personally am doing fine. I have an internet outage at the moment, but I'm hanging in there and fixing the problem. To Although I do these garden lives on my phone, I'm doing it all the time. These phone lives, but the computer lives are going to have to sit in the back burner while we get the the connection situated. Yeah. Anyway, but anyway, I had a good day. I did some gardening. I got some plants out there, planted, and my day went fine. Besides the drama going on. Does anyone have theories on why they would hang around military bases? There's all kinds of theories. UAP. There's a theory that the militaries of the world. You know how we talked about UAP. You know how we talked about before about the global cliques, the international people that are like the governments all working together for like a mischievous cause. And what happened was the aliens might be working with the militaries of the world. They might be like assisting them, or they're doing a oh they're watching and monitoring our technology for some reason, or monitoring what they're doing. So yeah, those are the theories that they're like the United States or Australia or wherever has a pact with them with their technology, or they're watching them for some reason because they're happening everywhere, even in the oceans. In the Navy, they'll see these things. So that is my theory about it, and I'll look into other possible theories too. The theory is that ever since we started using nukes, they've been tracking us, getting involved to make sure we don't go full nuclear. Yeah, that is also a factor too. War is a horrible. I wish we could all just unite and get along. I agree. Brig, that is a very good hypothesis. I agree. That is also a point I agree with. Ah, okay. Yeah, it's top secret. Yeah. Grow. If your brain is dead, you need to go charge it up. All right. And Briggs says there is cool infographic you can see that shows how many nuclear explosions there have been. My theory is that they picked up on that and sent scouts to drones to see what's going on. Okay, so basically what you're saying is they're protecting the Earth from trying to go nuke itself. I got you. Yeah, because the aliens, there's these theories that they don't want us to go blow ourselves up and cause a problem to our human race. And that is something that, oh, hello, Gilb. No, this is not okra, but it's a very ancient plant that was like cultivated like 1,000 years ago. But okra is being grown. It just hasn't come up yet. Two small aliens or meet big aliens. Hopefully, we can be useful or small detail. That is a cute dog pic, by the way. Cynic. Yeah, because basically humans have a problem with destroying each other, and that's what we don't want to happen. Exactly what we don't want to happen. UAP says, I'm getting a pair of night vision binoculars that record, so I'm hoping to get better footage within the next few weeks. Okay, that is a good idea. Definitely. Yeah, definitely a good idea to do. I'll be interested to see what you capture on that. Yes, I believe there's another civilization outside of our planet. Yes. I think that our planet has has a civilization, but there are other civilizations and other planets. You know, like Planet Serpo. I believe that's real, and I believe there are other dimensions too. So the Einstein Rosen theory about there's different like worlds, and there's like a portal that can open that can lead us to another dimension. So think of it as like our universe is a room, and there's another room next door to us. Bruce, it's very close looking to Sassafras. It's not quite that, but it almost looks identical to it. A very good guess. And yeah, so I believe in other dimensions, and I believe that yes, aliens on other planets exist too, with all the stars and galaxies out there. So I think it is absolutely true of other civilizations in the universe, in other dimensions. Look a little bit like Mitten Leaf. It's more like a rag leaf. In the allegory cave. Hilarious. All right. UAP says, night recording on my phone is just useless. I did record videos from the phone last night. You could barely see the objects and were blurry, but it's still recorded of what happened. Yes. Yeah. There you go, Bruce. Exactly. All the dimensions talk sassafras. Yes. Falcon says, what would you recommend we do with the Ruchols being too harsh? They do boost the algorithm. Oh yeah, usually what we do for now, what we do is you can usually if they're really bad, you can ban them or delete their comments, and more more of them will come in. And I see what you're saying, but they don't bother me personally. Like I don't really care either way. Yeah, the other mods, like the daytime shift mods, would want them to be banned. And I appreciate y'all for watching chat or time out or whatever y'all do. Thank you. Yeah, y'all can play with the trolls a little bit. Yeah, y'all can play with the trolls, but if it's really bad, you could delete it. Yeah, you could usually with the like Abby 2 and Mermaid like to play with them, and then they ban them. So however y'all want to do it, you do it. I'm not really bothered by them either way. I just I'm talking about aliens and walking around a spooky yard at night. Interesting, Candy. Thank you. Dude, let the trolls troll. Nobody likes a stream that bans trolls. It's super lame. It is lame. Bruce, your life has things that are lame about it, but you gotta rise above that and do other things with it. I understand that you have, an intellectual issue, but you have to try at least to comprehend common sense. All right. Yeah, people that just say garbage stuff or insult. Oh, you see, look, brig, a raccoon, swamp puppy. Yeah, there's trolling that could be fun, and trolling that's just like insulting me or the chat, and it really hurts uh, the fans and stuff don't like it, and just people that want to harm others for no reason. People could have like a fun trolling session or something, but people like do something to hurt others. That's where it's a problem. Bruce, yeah, Bruce. As long as you don't like mess with the insulting stuff that's like has nothing to do with anything. If you want to just be silly and whatever, that's okay. And oh yes, that is true, UAP. Yeah. Now, in the sense with the aliens, there's different theories about what the there are different theories about what the UFOs are. I mean, not the UFOs with the grays. Some people think that they're biological drones, and other people, yeah, they think that the Greys are biological drones, like robots, and other people think that it is a type of organism of some kind. There's all kinds of the Greys seem like they could be many multiple things at once. Like you could have the Greys arg Mark, right to see you. You could have the Greys meaning multiple things. Like they could be from other planets. They could be time travelers. Hello, Eric. Yeah, we are exploring. That's true. Yeah, so that is what I think is that with although it's possible that the Greys could be one thing and a bunch of other entities mimicked the Greys. Like you could have some terrestrial entities that disguise themselves as Greys or look like Greys, but they're not really the Greys themselves. Like you could have like counterfeit Greys. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Eric, I have been leaning on the theory that they are demons from another dimension for a while, but this is what I think. So I was taught that at the beginning we thought they came from another planet, but they were evil somehow. And then as I got older, others have said that they were from another dimension and they were like the fallen watchers, like from the book of Enoch. So they could be fallen angels, fallen watchers. And I've been leaning on that theory for a long time. But I will say something that is quite, intriguing is that I think the combination of things could be true at once. I think that there are aliens on other planets, and there are a lot of them are interdimensional demons or other types of entities from other worlds. But yeah, definitely, they are like, for instance, like there is the Watchers, and the way angels and demons are described are similar to how the aliens are described. I mean, even Jesus himself. According to that story, which I believe in Christ, but according to the story, is that he was ascended into the heavens, and it's almost like he got beamed up, right? And the prophet Elijah was carried on a chariot of fire into the heavens. So it's kind of like a UFO. And there's different orbs, right? So the orbs are similar to wheels within wheels, and also Ezekiel's wheel. So it bears resemblance to angelic beings. So I do think those are what we would call aliens, and the gods, the false gods of other religions, were the demons. Yes, exactly. UAP facts. Uh, were the demons that want to be worshipped, and then Yahweh God wanted to be the true one, but he was humble and he didn't want people to go and do these crazy things these other gods want people to do. But yes, I also believe there are aliens in other planets somewhere that are, monitoring us or watching us or studying us, and you have other ones that are these entities from other dimensions and like the watchers and other things. So the Book of Enoch is very descriptive about what those things are because the Bible touches on it, but there are some books that were taken out of the Bible, unfortunately, so you don't really get the full context of what's going on. I'm not saying every Gnostic gospel is true, but they do give you kind of more insight. May the force also be with you, Falcon. Yeah. And that is something that I think is true, that you get more of the more the story explained when you have all the books together over not putting the books in there. So that's why it's important for people to read these things, understand these things, or listen to it on a show that are interested in it to get the full context of what's going on. Because a lot of people don't understand the concept of, yes, May the 4th is coming. Yes. Because a lot of people don't understand the concept of these different aliens and entities that, are existing in different parts of the world. And these different texts explain what these things may be. So that is my perspective about the Greys and what aliens could be, because they seem to come out of nowhere and then they just vanish like magic. Eric says, I was thinking if they can do interstellar travel, what are they doing crashing in a tin can in New Mexico? That is a very good question. And it makes you wonder, and how are they able to die or malfunction? So this is an explanation, possibly, which I don't know would make complete sense, but uh, let's give you speculation. There is this speculation that, see, the Ebians, right? You have Ebians, and they crash probably in New Mexico. It's probably from Roswell, or and what happened was when they go into Earth's magnetic field. Hilarious, Carlos. Welcome to the stream. And so that's what happened. The ship crashed because the Earth's magnetic field messed up with their spaceship's vortex, and it malfunctions and crashes. Unless the crash is deliberate and it's staged, or they're demons that are just making up a crash scene for some reason. I don't know. That's what I think. Hello, Lisa. Welcome to the stream. That is a very good question, Lisa. I'll give you some speculation. Now, I have not heard any updates about that, and the kid that saw it, everybody that saw it seemed to be very frightened of it. And there was a comet or whatever that landed or crashed, and they saw a thing in their yard. This is what I think. Now, one of my friends that lives over there, back in 23 when it happened, she told me she thought it was completely fake. Now, one thing I will say is that, we don't have a picture or a camera. Now, somebody could have been afraid and like sick a deer in headlights. Now, UAP and I both got out a camera and took a video of UFOs when we saw them, but other people may not do that. And one thing I will say is someone calling the police, right coincidentally when some comet is crashing into the Earth is kind of a big coincidence. And calling the police and making a false police report over something like that, I wouldn't think makes any sense. It would be a big risk to take. So if they did make it up, it was a really silly move to get attention. But for all that to happen at one time is a big coincidence to occur all at once. But maybe it was made up, especially since we don't have any videos or pictures, and there's no follow up. And Men in Black allegedly showed up at their house. So yeah, the family in Vegas, I don't know, but I think it may be possible. It's a very weird situation. And now there's so many UFO sightings that I have seen, and on this show, so many people tell me about their UFO sightings. I wouldn't doubt that they saw something. I don't know what that was, but they could have seen something, and it could have been just made up. So it's really a mystery. But those are the factors that you can have to make your what you think, and I'll tell you what I think personally, of course. But yeah, the information to make a verdict on it. But yeah, I just think that if it was real, it was for a moment, and they didn't know how to you know, they reacted the best way they could have reacted by calling police. And if it was fake, they did it because they wanted attention. But I just and personally lean towards it being possibly real because yeah, definitely the body cam footage is true too. Yeah, and why would someone make up a police report that they see a UFO that isn't there? Hello, J Rock. Yeah, so that is what I think is that, you know, if somebody wouldn't make up a police report over something like that, and there was a comet thing that fell from the sky around the same time they saw that, so they would have had to seen the comet happen at the same time and make a coincidental phone call of a prank, which I think is very strange. Yeah, Lisa, and thank you, Zen. And it's all good. Thank you for your commentary. I like the word Zen, by the way. You know, I believe in Zen. I'm a Christian, but I believe in Zen. Meditation. All right. So yeah, Lisa. So those are the factors where I lean towards it being probably real, probably. But if it isn't, they did it for attention, and it was a real stupid thing to do. But I mean, for all that to happen at once is a little bit of too much of a coincidence, and there's too many UFO sightings happening. So yeah, I lean towards it being more real, but maybe it isn't. But we'll never maybe really know for certain exactly what it was. Oh, yes, a hilarious mark. All right. And all of them are true but different at spoken of. The aliens are hyper dimensional like demons. They're both. Okay, thank you. When the first time machine is built, it will start receiving things from the future immediately. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, ghosts. And what are you looking for? Big footprints. That's what stuff on the planet. Yes, what's that stuff on the plants? Okay, this is a very good question. This is dew. It's morning dew. Like the drink Mountain Dew. That's what that is. It's Mountain Dew. Or you heard the term a frosty morning? That's what the frosty morning is. Well, this channel is like being is very trippy seeing all these plants and stuff. So it's like having acid right in front of you in a way. Uh, oh, ghosts. Yeah, sure. Yeah, definitely. I know about ghost hunting. One time I was over with Brig and we were over another chat, and one of the people were telling me about ghost hunting and a way to do ghost hunting with instruments. Yes, yes, exactly, Eric. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And also, what occurred was the if you use these types of electronic instruments, you can be able to measure a UFO. I mean, a UFO, but a ghost sighting. Like, say if a ghost is over there in the dark, you'd be able to see a ghost sighting using electronic signals and geographical mapping to prove to people that are skeptical about ghosts that they do exist without doing any kind of magic or voodoo stuff or juju. And I saw SpaceX 21 lights in a straight line. I was going to wake up next door. Glad I didn't. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, a passion saw it one time, and I told her what it was. It was SpaceX, or it was the Starlink. Ghosts are real. I saw a ghost of an old man on the foot of my bed, and he was scared of me, and he looked like the homeless guy from Dennis the Menace, the movie. Okay, thank you, J Rock. And yeah, J Rock, I definitely that is a spooky experience, dude. And one time I was out here in the other yard, and somebody tapped me on the shoulder, and there's no one there. And oh, you know what, D? I summoned you because I was wondering where you had been, so I summoned you. Yeah. And so yeah, J Rock, it is a very good question, and I mean to ponder about. But yeah, they are real. And one time I was in one of the cat rooms at 3 in the morning, and I heard, and we were chilling, and I heard a knocking, and on the top part of this, like on the wall by the ceiling, and no one could be over there, and it would be hard to go through a crawl space and go there. And all the cats are looking at it, and I was all by myself in a big warehouse. So I felt like if I felt sleepy, I was wide awake. So yeah, there is something else. Now there's theories that ghosts can be demons in disguise or some interdimensional thing. Now I do believe there are ghosts of people that can come. Yeah, as the scripture says, in my opinion, I'm a Christian. People could believe adjust to their own personal beliefs, but I believe that you have to test the spirit. Yeah, yeah, definitely, J Rock. I would feel the same, definitely. And so I do think they could be spirits of people, possibly, or they could be, or they could be like demons or something like that, disguised as people from the past. So that is something that, as I said, it could be a spirit from somebody that passed away, or maybe it isn't. But it's something. It's something. Yeah, you felt the summoning. Hello, Carolina. Welcome to the stream, and thank you for subbing. Hi there. Glad to see you, and always definitely an honor. And hello, Jeremy. Jeremy, it looks like it, but it's an ancient plant from 1,000 years ago that was used for like making bread and for herbal medicines. It's medication. Like it heals. It's a healing medicine. And while it looks different, way different from where you're from. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I'm from Atlantis. Don't prove anything to them. We don't need them knowing here we avoid what we can't see international for the material realm creation. And I'm going through comments, everybody, so it might take a moment to get to everybody. But okay, so deduct and ask yourself if the creation realm, the powers of creation with summoning ghosts are interacting. Good idea happens real fast. Secret love because of you. Yeah, I'm not summoning anything. I summoning myself is enough. The only thing that I like to summon is D, right there. But thank you. And ghosts aren't real. Demons are. Angels are. Be careful which one you summon. Amen. 777. I do agree with you, brother. And let's see. That's not poison ivy. No, it's not poison ivy. Facts, because Bible says that when you die, you go into a sleep. Yeah. And the doctors found guilty case of Hawaii attempted murder case. Yes, exactly. Almost like sweet potatoes. And Carolina, what that is, Carolina. Oh, okay. Thank you, Carolina. This is called ragweed. It's something that is in a sunflower family, and it's what the ancient people grew for herbal medicines and for making bread. Now it's just, and I brought it back, but as a hedge, and also it's like a prehistoric, spooky kind of looking plant to have on the streams. But thank you for the info. Yeah, and same Bible says do not commit necromancy. J Rock, amen, my brother. I agree with you. We should not commit such things. Absolutely. And as I said, the only thing that I summon, is D, and we eat daikon and look at the wild chickens and stuff. So that's the only thing I summon. Yeah. So, oh, now, in my opinion, I do believe there are people in heaven. I know what the Bible says, but I do believe there's a different interpretation where there are people in heaven, but death is like a sleep. But I do believe there's a spiritual realm where the spirits do dwell, where, I believe there's a heaven or a hell right now. Another way you could view this is that there's a place outside of time, place, and space where God exists, and that's where the people are. So it's not the past, future, or present. So that's my opinion. Yes, at one time I did think that I was raised Catholic, but then I went to a phase where I was thinking like the Bible has said there are people who are sleeping, so there isn't people in the afterlife just yet. But other points of view, I do think there are people in heaven now, especially with all these near-death experiences that people had. But yes, I do agree about death being asleep. Oh, Lisa, I said Atlantis, the lost city of Atlantis. The that sunk underwater. It does look like Atlanta, and it could pass for Atlanta. I mean, it wouldn't pass for Atlanta really because Atlanta is like a city. And this looks kind of like the middle of nowhere, but uh, I mean, it could be a suburb in Atlanta, but I guess, but it's not really Atlanta. Uh, right? Yes, Rose made different realms. Yeah, balk, balk, balk. Yeah. All right. 777 says, "My brother in Christ, look around your surroundings. Make sure nothing's trying to stake you. Please, the blood of Jesus be over you. You too, my brother. You too. And thank you. I receive your blessing. Thank you. I'll definitely be careful. Indeed. Yeah. Hey, Earthy. Good to see you. I was practicing earlier today after a couple of days of giving it a break. Oh, that is great. That is great that you're practicing. I think that is very important for you to do, and I'd like to know any updates you have about it. Hello, Sandrea. I don't have enough galactic credits to do spirit talking, but definitely prayer is something I like to do. And I believe that if you go directly to the spirit realm, I don't believe in soul sleeps to be absent from the body, present with the Lord. Paul. Amen, Eric. Amen. I agree. Yeah, and yeah, definitely. So Chris Hansen versus Predator. By the way, Chris Hansen, a very noble man for what he does. Also, Skeeter Jean, Skeet Hansen. Both are very noble men. And did you see the Logan Paul UFO today? Very credible looking, especially the way UFO wobbles. Ah, you see, today I've not been online really much. I've been in the garden today, so I didn't really see that, but I will definitely go look at it. Thank you, brother. Yeah, shout out to Earthy, cool people. And also, what it is that yeah, the UFOs that people are seeing all over the world is no coincidence. And beware of Project Bluebeam. Oh, okay. Thank you, Earthy. Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Saw Girl if she is lurking, or maybe we'll see her later on. I look forward to her. If we see her, maybe we'll see her in a little bit. Maybe so, or maybe she's with us lurking. I started this stream a little bit later because I wanted to catch possibly the Twilight again because I really liked seeing the Twilight part. So we'll certainly see her in the more morning part, or maybe she uh, may have be resting. I don't really know, but yeah, shout out to Saw Girl, or maybe she's lurking. But yeah, this one was a little bit later, and the first time in a year, I didn't do my daily lives that I usually do, partially because of the outage, and I didn't do the phone live earlier. I usually do too. All right, Sandra. I don't know, and nor do I. I'm not interested in spirit talking, and I don't know what that is either. But I do prayer and talking to God and people through prayer. I was waiting for your live earlier while I was at work, so I was just practicing RV. Got a couple of answers right. Okay, now tomorrow I'll do a phone live earlier than this. I'll do what I did the night before. I'm going to go live earlier tomorrow, or really today, and then I'm going to do the second live will be the phone live. It'll be both of them will be phone lives because my original device, I mean the internet does not exist right now. So the both are going to be phone lives. So definitely there'll be an earlier one tomorrow and then a later one. There is some stuff that I had to do and work on to, and that's why I also wasn't on as well. And Earthy said, yeah, okay, so thank you, Earthy, for your feedback. Right. Rose, I usually do this for a couple hours. UAP says to be able to get images like cost thousands of dollars equipment, not only for photography, videography, but also computer and programs like editing. It's not easy to get quality footage, let alone footage at all. Yeah, yeah, getting footage at all would be a gift, and that doesn't even always happen. It is really important to understand those concepts of, oh, I don't really sleep. No, not really. Yeah, scared. But yeah, that is basically what I do. Uh, with the footage alone is very important, and it's something that people don't always get. So yeah, to get any kind of decent footage is very lucky, and it must having good preparation. Alien weed, right? LMAO, same. I got about 6 hours to 5 in the morning, and afternoon I take about 2 hour nap. Oh, that's good. Yeah. So, and when I'm doing the streams, they can be very, very testing. It can be a testing thing. But you just, even if you don't want to do something, sometimes you have to do something anyway. I like doing these streams and all, but sometimes it can be a, it could be, it's not an easy thing to do a stream. It could be difficult. So it definitely takes patience and like discipline to do these. All right. He doesn't smoke weed. Oh, okay, Earthy. Yeah. Yeah. I don't smoke anything. Oh, hello, Roman. Scared. Rose, it's not that I'm scared to sleep. And that's a good question. I'm not scared to sleep. The thing with the thing with sleeping is that there's so much I got to do that sleeping isn't really an option. You know, when you got to do something, you got to do something. Scared. Yeah, and that's why there's just so much that must be done. You saw a foot. Okay, scared. I used to get nightmares every night, so I still do. Yeah. Night terrors. Yeah, those are definitely a pain. Indeed. Night terrors are from Timu and Sheen. Okay, and it disappears. There is so much to do at night. That's true. There is. Okay, let me go. That one made me laugh. I get Timu nightmare dreams. Yeah, yeah, that's true. So what happened was, Rose, I do these streams, and people seem to these streams to. I would okay. Let's. I'm gonna tell you the whole story of my streaming. All right. 777 says I had a return to say thank you for not being a weirdo like so many other live streamers. It's scary to scroll on live feeds. You're welcome, 777, and I'm sure it's very freaky and weird. And I've done that before, and I mean, I would come across people from like India and these different places, and yeah, you could have some weird people on there. But yeah, well, you're welcome, and thank you for not being a troll. And there's funny trolls. I'm not talking about funny trolls. What I mean is, I thank you for not insulting me or attacking me in my chat and being cool people. Kind stranger, thank you, because there's so much like bloodshed going on, and it's good to have people unite together. Yeah, amen, Rose. Amen. Let's see. Earth said, I had an encounter with a UFO 1999 glowing green orb size of a car. Okay, Eric, so curious, where were you at and how did it make you feel? Yeah. So with some metal on it as soon as I looked and ducked down below the tree line and sound. Ah, okay. I have never been to the Pacific Northwest, but I have basically, with streams and friends and stuff, I basically have been there all the time. Basically, I might as well just, yeah, basically, I might as well just say yes, but I've never physically been there in person. But yes, in a way, I've been there all the time. Yeah, like I've spent streams all day and all night with people over there. So as I said, I might as well just a bit to be over there every day. Yeah. So a lot of people believe that these streams are very relaxing, and these streams be very relaxing, and people like to look at the different plants and talk about aliens and stuff. It's kind of like looking at ambient content. It's kind of like a relaxing thing. Oh, you're very welcome. Earthy says, "Have you seen Steven Spielberg new Alien trailer for the movie Disclosure Day? It comes out my birthday." Oh, nice. I will certainly see that when it comes out. Okay, I'll certainly see that, and it will come out. I will give my commentary about it when it comes out. Definitely. So yes, Rose. Whoa, chat. Uh, that is some crazy noises. Mermaid. So glad you could join us. We're listening to some crazy raccoons right now. Ah, D never had any unexplainable events happen in his life. Uh, oh, scared. I know it feel kind of like a bummer in a way, but D it can be very terrifying though. So in a way, you're blessed to not experience it in a way. Driving home when I was happening, Ocala, Florida. Okay, thank you, Eric. Okay, Jojo says good morning from SoFlo. Oh, Jojo, good morning. Welcome to our stream. We're listening to some crazy creatures in a tree at night and looking at the garden, which consists of just a bunch of lots of plants that could be ornamental plants. And we are hanging out and chilling, talking about all kinds of things, including like extraterrestrials. Okay, Kanye says, "Sorry if you have been asked this, but have you ever seen a UAP UFO?" Oh, it's okay to ask me, bro. That's one of my favorite questions to be asked. I've wanted to see one, but never have so far. Oh, okay, very excellent question. Thank you. So, yes, I saw a UFO or UAP one time, and it was over on the horizon. I was on a podcast, and I got off the podcast. I was on another channel's show, right? And I got off, and I was outside, and I see this thing in the sky. It's blue, right? And it's an orb, and I see it, and I'm thinking, I don't know what that flying thing is. It's a startling and kind of freaky. I'm like, this is something UFO. And I used my iPod instead of my phone, but the iPod was like the newest iPhone that was ever made. Okay, it wasn't like a real old iPhone, but anyway, so we got the iPhone, the iPod. The iPhone would have been better to use, a better camera. And I took a video of it, and it was going up in the air really fast, unnaturally. And I took it, and then I did pray and just kind of wondered, and just vanished out of thin air. So I looked up; it was a drone, and you know what? The drones have these lights on them that signal the United States Air Force compliant. And this thing was a complete star, like a star or a planet you see at night. It was a completely blue, and I feel it was just going up in the air unnaturally fast. And it's a UFO to me because I don't know what on the world it was. I have no idea what it was. So that is why I'd say, that was my UFO experience. I've had dreams about them, which are allegedly some sort of a interaction with them, but that's the only interaction that I have had so far in my 20. We got some eyes looking at us, chat. Whoa, whoa, chat. We got eyes looking at us. Lord, scared. Oh, you stay safe too. God bless you. 777. Thank you. Scared. I don't know. I don't know. It looks like it must be a raptor of some kind. Bro said it's Epstein hiding. Oh my goodness. Yeah, shout out to the fairies. It might be, maybe it's a jinn. And let's see. I have seen and recorded 7 UFOs where I live. Okay, McDonald. Glad that you recorded those experiences you had because I do believe they are real. Definitely. And thank you for sharing that. Oh, UAP is staying with us. He was telling the 777 good night. So chat looks like we are having a staring contest. No, it's not. I hope it's my cat. Maybe it's a jinn or some sort of spirit thing. Oh yeah, I could fight a bear. Uh, the bear is afraid of me. The other way around. Yes, it's a raptor. Exactly. I don't know. I don't know. Oh my god. Kanye said it's Waldo. It's a Jar Jar Binks hiding. I still think it was Epstein hiding. Well, you know who it is? It's Palm Beach Pete hiding. It's Gerald the dolphin hiding. I'm shining the light on it. It's too far away for us to see exactly what it is. Oh, thank you. Hopefully, it is just lights at a distance. All right. Hopefully, it is just that because there are creatures in there. Yeah, hilarious. Yes, Gland. It's Pennywise the dancing clown. Yeah, hopefully it's just some light from the other yard or something. But there's no light over there really right now. But yeah, I don't know. It looks like something, but well, it is to me. It is eyes. Yeah. Some of the creatures don't blink. But yeah, yeah. Hopefully it is just that. Well, if it was just lights, we would see more lights on the fence. But anyway, yeah, hopefully just some lights on the other side. Yeah, creepy eye stream. Yeah, interdimensional Bigfoot. Oh, he gave away your redacted. Both came down, stopped in the moment. Okay. I'm gonna win the staring contest. Is it still there? Is it still there? Okay. Oh, hello, Sunny Landish. They both came down and stopped at the same time. Seen that before. Moved simultaneously. Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you, bro. Okay, it looks like it's going away. It's hiding. I don't know what it is. It's hopefully just some light from somewhere else, but it's kind of peeping out, I suppose. Okay, too sure. Okay, able to see a drone. Thank you, 7-7. Thank you. It's too low to the ground to be an owl. Okay, now we see nothing. It analyzes in the parts usually this crazy cool. We are experiencing this with you. Yeah, I know. Everybody chat's experiencing this with me. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I won't turn. I won't turn just yet. Yeah, Rainy. Yeah, definitely. It's gonna eat my hand off or something. Scared. All right, so now it is hiding. Yeah, yeah, I'm spooked out too. I'm spooked out too as well. Hey, ET phone home. Yeah, scared. Okay. So this point in time, we don't see anything at all. I am in an area uh, in Jurassic Park. There's lots of raptors in here. Are you quick runner? I'm not. That means I'll have to trip you. Ah. Okay, I'll zoom in some more. Let's see if I can do that. I don't see anything right there, but like Chrissy says, I've gone through 50 ASMR lives, 20 religious ones, and 13 AI lives before I finally got a real chill live. Oh, Crystal, welcome to the chill stream. I'm being stalked by some kind of woodland creature right now, but we are chilling. Thank you. Welcome. There you go. Congratulations. All right. Yeah. So, it's I get. I don't know. Is it a good thing that I don't see anything? I guess it is. But yeah, we're being stalked by something. We heard some cackling thing in the tree, and oh, I don't know what I went through now. I just feel like I just experienced the worst kind of brain rot. Scared. Never caught a live stream, but I do see your comments in other people's streams. Oh, you do. Oh, you see me before. Yeah. Yeah, I'm all over YouTube and different live streams. Well, nice to meet you again. Yes. Yeah, I'm all over. I'm all over YouTube. Like people tell me in random chat. Yeah. So anywhere in YouTube and random chat rooms, you'll find people that know me that I don't even know who they are. I've been on podcasts. I've been on all kinds of shows, and I've been in chat rooms before on YouTube with like millions of people in there. So yeah, I've encountered a lot of people, and I'm always told left and right about they knew me from somewhere, and yeah, I appreciate it. It's I'm known on the platform, so yeah, I do my own streams too, obviously, right here. Yeah, And I haven't really been on a lot of other streams recently. I've mainly just been doing my own for right now and doing some other things. But yeah, I've mainly just been on the spaceship for now. And you, my pleasure, JoJo and Crystal. Okay, I hear another woodland creature freaking out. Okay, so the state is has to do with likely with some sort of a flower. I'll give you a hint. Has to do with a flower, a white flower. Okay, so it looks like the creature's in the tree. I'm hearing the creature now chat on the ground. So it's a swampy. It's really swampy here, Crystal. Very swampy. Yeah, and see the magnolia is a very nice flower, by the way. Yeah. Anyway, so there's no pelicans in these trees. Yes, yes, Crystal, you understand. Yes. Okay. I'm seeing if we see any of the creature. Yes, they smell very good. When I was little, there was a magnolia tree on like up the street, and I used to like to smell it, and it was very beautiful. And a very, very bad flood happened over 20 years ago and killed it. But it's okay. It brought me over here. Yes, yes, bravery indeed. Yes. Yes, there's a light over there. That way. Not over there though, where we were at previously. Okay, so yeah, anything over there is a light. Like anything over there is like you see, those are lights right there. But over here is just like darkness. I'm hearing a noise over this way. Whoa. Hello, Royal Cowboy. Uh, howdy, partner. And I love the smell of magnolias. Most people do not know they are strong. We do have them in Florida. Oh yeah, I would think they had them in Florida. I went to Florida when an apocalyptic thing happened over 20 years ago, and it was a. How do you get to really enjoy Florida? But I mean the beach in Florida, but I liked it. Yes, lease on private property. What on earth is that? Yeah, Bruce, it's like a Game of Thrones type thing. Yeah, we're like we're hiding from the dragons. Yeah. You know what that is? That's those trains moving at night. That could be really creepy. When I was little and I would hear the trains moving at night, I like the train horns, but those trains, the metal moving around freaks me out for some reason. I didn't know what. I thought the gates of hell were opening up, but it was just trains. Yeah. And Sunny Landish is currently in Oregon. Yeah, private property, and this property is very old, from the 1900s, long time ago. And underground there is bricks. Hey, Kaz, good to see you, bro. Uh, it's like camping in a way, yes, similar to that, yes. But what it really is me walking around my garden at night. But yeah, in a way, it is like camping. I will 777. Yes, I'm in. I'll stay on the beaten path. Okay, so it's nice and quiet now. but I don't know. There could still be something lurking. I don't know. And yeah, you are welcome. Yeah, that is a good idea. And if something goes out, chat, just bear with me. If it does, I'll bring it right back on, by the way. And let's see. Beware the moon, stay on the Oh, bro, I do the videos of the moon. I do moon live streams of the moon lives. Yeah. Okay. Well, my old hat didn't. Okay, then. Okay, let's do this. There we go. We're doing a sky watching stream right now. Yeah, facts. Facts. A good idea. And you're with your bros right now watching the stars. There you go. And that sounds like a great idea. What do I think? So, war in Iran. See my house from here. Oh, hilarious, Crystal. Okay, I hopefully the wars can end and the conflicts can be resolved, and I also would hope that over in Iran, if the people there truly don't like whatever regime they have there, they could have a regime that is more geared for what they want, if that's true, which I believe from what I see, it seems to be the case. Now, if people have different opinions, they could go let me know. But yeah, hopefully we could have peace in this world and less conflicts. But yeah, I hope the situations can, pass over. Yeah. Yeah, world peace. I agree. World peace. Whatever is best for the people of Iran. And yes, and 777 says, "Do not fear war or rumors of wars, or these things must pass." Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And world peace, I think, is the best policy we could possibly have, and I hope we could all get along. And hopefully, we don't get dragged into useless wars that go on for years, because there are wars that go on for years and years. So hopefully, don't have a problem like that. All right, Earthy said, "Did you see that one billionaire uh, slipped up about Epstein saying that it was a huge in the '80s with a stock market around Israel?" Yeah, yeah, I've heard of that before. I've heard that Epstein was like a it seems that he was an asset of them. He knew the prime minister of that country. Yeah. And also he had links with Saudi Arabia and other countries too. Yeah. I've heard about that, Earthy. It's and all the people that were involved with Epstein don't actually get prosecuted. They just get let free. It seems like he was a double agent, and he's part of a global trafficking ring. Yeah, good night, 777. Yeah, exactly, Earthy. Definitely. All right, and let's see. Yeah, the IRGC shot 3,000, 30,000 of their own people. I think it's a just cause. Understood, Eric. Thank you for your take on this. And also, North Korea is another one that wants to go and wipe out everybody. Now, I understand there's been lots of wars in the Middle East, and people over there may not really be big fans of the U.S. because there's lots of conflicts over there and lots of complicated politics in that region. That is definitely a issue that has been going on for a long time. So yeah, and I don't want people to understand to not be divided on the issue. Like if people have different opinions and stuff, because the whole point is that they want to divide everybody and conquer. So yeah, we could all have our various opinions about it, but don't let it like get in the way of friendships because like say there's a bank in France and a bank in London, right? And they're on the same side, right? And they have England and France fight each other and Germany, and but the bankers make all the money from it. So I just want to warn that to not let it divide anybody, and we want world peace in the long term. So there's also that. So sad that the state of the world, everybody is stuck and worried about themselves. Yeah, exactly. And Lisa said one of Epstein's victims said that she's seen him shapeshift. Yeah, I saw that, and there were these victims that were seeing him shapeshift into like a reptilian, and yeah, because they are possessed by those reptilian beings. You know, there are those reptilian beings that I believe are completely demonic, fallen watchers, and they possess either you're using them as vessels or they completely possess those people. Yeah, very well said. Um, UAP said, "Do you watch the channel, the UAP Files, and the latest podcasts with Robert, who videotapes around aircraft, helicopters? I will check that out, UAP. Thank you for letting me know about that. And I always like to see the different type of UAP content. Thank you. I think reptilians are very evil. I believe that it's the demons and definitely Satan. Like Satan's described as being a dragon. So yeah, definitely demonic. Indeed, they are the fallen watcher entities. Yes, the Draconians. Yes. All right, and think about kind of power they want over humans. Yeah, you see those things. The fallen sons of God would have dominion over the earth, and they want to completely drain the energy out of everybody. That's what they do. They want to drain the energy out of everybody, and they want to use the like elites as vessels because they think that they're going to get a higher consciousness, but they just get hellfire. Yes, he is a dragon. He's yes. He's also known as the serpent. Correct, Sonny Landish. Earthy says, I believe there was a race before the Egyptians, that our history is not what it seems, drastically different. Oh, Earthy, I think a lot of the histories are lies that were fed to us over a long period of time. And it'll be up to the us to expose what's going on because so many things have been falsely documented, and there's been many lies that have been told to keep people like dumbed down, but in reality people are not seeing the truth because the schools and all were designed to keep people dumbed down. So yeah, I definitely agree with you about that. See, and Diana Pasulka, who is religious scholar who dabbles in UFOs and that has idea that says looked in the Book of Enoch. Oh yeah, absolutely. The Book of Enoch is extremely clear about these extraterrestrials and these different types of entities and these angels and stuff. It gives more explicit information about what those things are and why they're there. Now, Epstein, as I said, I believe is linked with UFOs because Epstein and them had they appeased these demonic entities because he had things from Greek and Roman mythology, and a lot of these people do ritualistic, weird stuff and stuff with children, all these elites and things like that, and these secret societies. Now, the aliens or the lit reptilians and stuff are the fallen angels are the ones that are conducting these things and are drawing the energy from it. So that is a link between them both. And as I said, just so many people have all this money, right? And they're able to redact all this information. Whoa. Okay, chat. Okay, chat. I saw something right here. It's not there anymore, but I saw a thing and it like was there and it went away. It was like a light, like an orb looking thing. Of course, I was looking over here on this side, but I saw over this way. It was like looked like an orb, then it just vanished. So, as I said, I was looking over this part of the sky and not the other part of the sky, but that was pretty crazy for a second. I was like, "Whoa!" I saw it over to the right. Yeah, so scared. And Earthy says, "So weird trying to wrap my head around the Epstein Loosh farms adrenochrome, Assad Israel rabbit hole goes deeper and deeper." Yeah, I do agree with you, Earthy, and they are part of the rabbit hole, definitely. And the yes, keep it pointed to the right. Let's see if we can see it again, because I definitely saw something over here. Yeah, maybe we'll see it again. But yeah, you see, adrenochrome. Yeah, don't get stuck in the rabbit hole. Yeah, there's something called adrenochrome that the elites harvest from people that are not children and stuff. Oh, okay, okay. What's this? What's this, chat? There's a creature right there, but okay, he's not. Oh, chat. There he is. There's my stalker, chat, from earlier. Look at that. We see you, dude. That's who was stalking me earlier. Those eyes we saw, that was him. And we see you. Yeah, that's who it was. Yes, that is true, Earthy. Yeah, bloody rack. Yeah, bloody raccoon, Nosferatu, the vampire raccoon. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, he is protecting me from above. Yes. Yeah. So definitely they use it like a drug, and also with Mossad Israel, uh, he definitely was involved with the Prime Minister of Israel from a while back, and he he was seems like it was an asset for them and some of the officials from there, but it doesn't mean the people that are there are bad, like regular citizens necessarily, but the governments there seem to, um, at that time at least, were involved with him, along with Saudi Arabia and people that were in the royal family of England and the royal families of the other royal families in Europe and business people across the world. So yeah, it was a big international clique. Yes, it's close to the owner of, Victoria's Secret too. Yeah, Les Wexner. Yeah, it was really. messed up, these different links he had, and everyone's innocent. Nobody did anything. Everybody pleads innocent. Yeah. USA doesn't own the skies. Our own spirits of UFOs are all around us. Just look up. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They gave him a seat on Rockefeller. Yep. Just for no reason. And Sonny Landish says there's a fella in Florida who has a bunch of raccoons who have visited him for several years. He feeds them because they are getting pushed because of new construction. That is really sad. I'm glad he's feeding the raccoons. That is good. He's feeding the raccoons. Yes, I wonder what the link between animals and UAPs too are too. Exactly. Yes, I wonder myself. That is a good question. Let's see. Do you hear a billionaire in Palm he in who caught with like hundreds of kids underground area? Yes, yes. I know you're talking about Eric. That is really messed up, indeed. Let's see. Protecting you from above. Okay. Hey, Saw Girl. We were wondering about you, and glad that you could join us. So, Saw Girl, I was looking over at this star right here. I didn't get it on the camera, but onto my right over in this way, I saw a thing be there and go away, like a kind of like an orb looking thing. So there's something around here, some orb floating around somewhere. And earlier, yeah, New Zealand has the best guys, yeah, definitely. So earlier we were, I was there are some eyes, saw a girl scared. There is some eyes that I saw over here somewhere, and Shat and I were watching it, and we didn't really know what it was. And eventually, we saw a banded puppy, swamp puppy, come out, and Chat and I were like watching. We didn't know like someone's gonna jump at me, but yeah, we knew what it was now. It's a raccoon. Oh yes, exactly, Rose. Yeah, yeah. So you know what it could have been? It looked like an orb, but maybe it was a shooting star. Maybe it was a shooting star. That's the most explanation that I could think. It was some sort of shooting star, but it looked like an orb that just like appeared and then vanished. Okay, so as I said, now we are here looking at this. We're going to practice some VR. Oh, okay, Sogro understood. Earthy said, I'm going to go practice some VR before I get out of work. Enjoy the rest of your nights, guys. Be safe. You too, brother. God bless you. Stay safe too. Oh, you never saw a shooting star. Oh, there's shooting stars here all the time. All the time there are shooting stars. And I'll see them and it looks so dimensional. Like you'll see it kind of like up in the sky and it like strikes down. And the shooting stars protect are skies from Timu Sheen, uh, demon entities going into the nice heavens. Definitely. They shoot them right down, like our mods. Yes. And okay, so yeah, so that there you go. So that is actually let's see. Let's see if the moon is out. Let's go. Yeah, right, right. Yeah, that's what I think. I think they definitely do that. It's also a good way of symbolism. All right. And so the moon is not out just yet, not yet, but it was really cool. Oh, by the way, all that pink donut talk last time I was here, I did find some on Easter. Oh, okay, Sonny. Awesome. Awesome. That makes sense though. Thank you for explaining my mind expand my mind a little more. Oh, you're very welcome. You know, and the good news now we talk about a lot of aliens and demons and stuff. Now the good news is that Christ has dominion over all of the creation and he will win in the end. He's already won technically, but he allows things to happen for a time and then he ends. All right. Yes. Our Lord Jesus Christ. Yeah, so with the shooting stars, yeah, it looked like the reason why it'll be so many different colors is because there are different like there's copper and all kinds of different metals in it as it goes across the sky. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's a waning crescent. Indeed. Yes. You know, and like for instance, like they all right, UAP says is that cotton? Oh, good question. This is I'll tell you what these different things are. So we will see how these seeds go and how they germinate and everything over time. But I will, as I said, we'll see how it goes. This is okra right here. Hey Phil, it's been a while. I am doing good. Thank you for asking. Oh, I did some gardening today. And this right here is some tomatoes. I'll explain to you about cotton in a moment. Over this way is although it's a little bit late in the season and I thought it was, it's attempted cauliflower right here. So anyway, about cotton, yes, I have seen that. I've done that before, and with cotton, you have to. Uh, there's lots of hoops to go through with cotton. Good evening, Chris. You have to like have it registered with the state and the. You have to have these, you know, There's something called a boll weevil, so you have to like make sure it's boll weevil friendly, and you have to come like every day. So it's something at the moment I'm not growing right now, because I just went to these other things. But yeah, I'm familiar with cotton, and it's a nice plant. So yeah, if I did grow cotton, I'll certainly show it on the screen. But every day they're gonna inspect it probably, which it's okay, but it would be like an inspection. So in a cotton field, like say this was cotton, right? You would have a little like a stick right here with a yellow thing that catches the boll weevils, because there is something that happened in the 1900s where there's a boll weevil pandemic that destroyed everything because they kept on growing it, and they brought it in from Texas and Mexico, and it caused a lot of problems, so they had to have regulations. Now, back in the 1800s, the boll weevil thing didn't exist over in the states, but it came like in the 1900s. You know, if you ever see the movie Walk the Line, the Johnny Cash movie, or say around that time period, the people had like little cotton farms and stuff, and around that times when boll weevil was all over the place. Yeah, I have grown tobacco before, and tobacco's kind of poisonous, and if you touch it, you get sick probably. I le- and I learned that part in Kentucky when my uncle was telling me about it. He's like, if you touch a tobacco plant, it's not good for you. I'm like, well, okay, I'm glad it because there was like a time I was being like a goofy and I was like touching the plant, and he's like, if you touch a plant, it's a problem. And I'm like, yeah, it's a good point. It's like I didn't know that before. Yeah, shout out to UAP. Yeah, definitely a good channel. And also those that are in harm's way with the typhoon. Prayers for y'all. I know typhoons can suck. So yeah, I remember. Okay, the story about growing the tobacco a while back. I had to um, put the seeds on top of the soil, cover it with a paper foil in a warm place, and the water absorbed from underneath, and it sprouted, and the plants germinated. So that's how it worked. So those two plants are a little bit different. Now, my main thing is vegetables and ornament. I mean, I have the most yards ornamental plants, but yeah, vegetables are what I'm growing at the moment. But yeah, the cotton plants or whatever uh, would have to have certain regulation, etc., for that. But definitely, cotton would be something interesting to grow to show y'all at some point. And yeah, so basically, I like the plants are pretty cool because you hear about it in history class and stuff. You too, Rose. Thank you. You have a very blessed sleep. May Christ bless you. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, that is the way it works. Um, like for instance, I remember back in the old, like in the original colonies, they had Jamestown and those different places, and they had the tobacco they would be growing, and it was something big in Europe. Like Sir Walter Raleigh, which one time we were talking about this. I talk about true crime stuff a lot on my channel, and we are talking about a court case where, not a court case, but a mystery case where there's this dude that was supposed to be, this pilot. He hijacked a plane and he wanted money, and then he disappeared somewhere. and they didn't really know where he was anymore. So he had some cigarettes from Sir Walter Raleigh, and chat was saying I look like him. So that was uh, that was pretty funny. But he was a English aristocrat of yeah, English aristocrat, and he had uh, was pioneered tobacco smoking in the Europe. And back in those days, they would smoke in those big pipes. And one time, somebody that's over in Spain instead of England uh, was smoking it on his porch. Was smoked it on his porch, and then his wife called the police on him because she thought he was demon possessed because smoke was coming out of his mouth. Isn't that something? Yeah. So uh, definitely, tobacco is a fascinating plant. They used it for a spiritual awakening. Like, if they, of course, do not recommend this exactly for chat. They can do this at their own discretion, but I would not recommend doing this. But if they take really big leaves of tobacco and they smoked a lot of it, these indigenous natives, they were able to go through trances. They were able to go through trances and they experienced different worlds. All right. And anyway, we're going to do some gardening right now. So, this plant likes to draw a lot of. This plant is good in different areas as a shield, but right here, it's going to draw too much soil away from the vegetables. So, we're going to wash this. Yeah, beep, bop, boop. Yeah. Yeah, beep, bop, boop. We are robots. Okay, so Sonny, I have a community tab on my channel, and UAP posts the extraterrestrial stuff or whatever on there. And people could post what they want on that one. Yeah. And you see this? Let's see. We did some gardening chat, and this way it won't drain the soil away from the other plants. Okay, and you see this root? This root was used by indigenous people, natives people, for tea and herbal medicines. By the way, and this whole thing was like an antiseptic, help with stomach problems and stuff. So yeah, Sonny, it is perfectly fine. Y'all can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I'm just here talking about a plant. But yeah, chat can talk about whatever. Just chill and hang out with your friends. And we got this right here, this little tiny, squeaky, this little peewee thing right here. And then you got this bigger one. Okay. And then we're gonna uproot this other one right here. Okay. Good. Yeah, chewing tobacco. Yeah, chewing tobacco. And I don't smoke anything, by the way, but I know how to grow different things. Yeah, the on planet Serpo, there's apparently some kind of herb that they use for tea, the aliens. So imagine like a space tobacco. That'd be something pretty trippy to smoke. Yeah. Oh, Sonny, the type of plant that you just saw, which is over here. This is the ragweed root that was used in teas by the natives. This part was used for all kinds of, you know, septic and different types of, healing stomach issues, and the flowers were used for bread, making pastries and stuff. Yeah, so you got that, and it drains a lot of stuff from the soil, and it's like a sunflower. So I take it out of certain areas where other things are growing. Yeah, ahoy, comedy. Thanks, honey. Glad that you like the crickets. That is awesome. And still no moon. Oh, the Kiwi would like it. Oh yeah, all is well. I appreciate it. And yeah, shout out to the Kiwis. Yes, best part of the fruit, right? Oh, these are primroses that bloom. Yes, I had dinner earlier. Well, technically it's breakfast time, but the last night I did eat something. So there's sometimes I'm so focused on what I'm doing, I don't eat lunch and stuff. But I mean, this time I ate everything. But oh, for dinner, I eat dinner and lunch in reverse. Okay, I had some chili for like technically dinner, but I ate it at lunch, and then I had a sandwich. But I eat it in reverse because I do certain streams, and I'll like eat. I would eat things at different times. Sometimes when I do streams all day, I don't even like eat lunch. I just like eat every. I just eat, like eat some things at night. Oh, I love pancakes. Exactly, comedy. If you see me eating dinner now, it ain't dinner, right? Oh yeah, you do the one meal a day. Yeah, nice, nice. Yeah, like sometimes, especially like doing the guided live streams where people can have their content, like about when I cover trials and I cover all kinds of things. That is where I, will just completely just focus on the stream and not eat. But it's all good though. It's no problem to me. And yeah, definitely a perfect flower. As I said, sometimes they look pink depending on how the weather is, but these are coming out as more white with a little bit of pink in them. Yes. Yes, that is true. That's true. Yeah, they smell very nice and fresh. The floral scents are really enchanting that they have. And this way, we have some more. Oh, marigolds are very enchanting. They absolutely smell some of the best. Yeah. These are the roots of the. Hello, Shine. Welcome back. This is the roots of the ragweed. And you see these plants over the yard. They get really big, but in certain sections, I don't grow these because they're they kind of take from the soil, and we want these flowers to have as much as possible, as much nutrients. Oh yes, yes, exactly, Mark. Arg. See, that's a nice root right there. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, I know, I know. Usually, as I said, I see one that's a colored one. Let's see. That one's pink, right there. That has a little more of a pinkish hue to it. Oh yes, the felt tip pen. Yeah. Yes, that is true. They do look like that. All right, let's see. Or let's see. Why don't we have the smell of vision? There is a dude that told me he could see smells. He could see smells. And like I don't know what that meant, but that was something that I've never really heard of. Ah, chat. Ah, the moon is there. Aha. Let's see how we're going to do this. Okay, so do you think the government already has space stations on the moon and Mars? Now, if they're even able to go on the moon, because it looks like if they can even bypass the moon after 50 years, how can they even have a moon station there now? But in theory, they do have stations on Mars and the moon, and they're not telling us anything. Okay. The other theory is that they don't have the technology to really do some of these things that they say, or they're concealing it because I think some of the moon stuff was not necessarily faked, but there seems to be some questionable stuff about it. But yeah, they could have a basis on the moon already, or what they could be doing is trying to say they are on the moon when they really aren't. But yeah, no, there's definitely bases on the moon. I don't know if they're probably from aliens though. Look at that, chat. There is the moon. Right there. Yes, Mark, that is true. You see that, chat? That is right over a swamp. A bunch of cypress swamp trees. Very ghoulish, very enchanting. That is true, Mark. We do. Yeah, you could even see a dark side of the moon right there. It's pretty cool. Yeah, and now there's less moon. The moon has lessened. Yes, the Cheshire cat smile. Yes. No, the Cheshire cat. My bad. Yeah, it's the Cheshire cat smile from Alice in Wonderland. Yes. Yes, the Earth's reflection. Yeah, it's definitely the cat, the Cheshire cat, smiling at everybody as he floats over the bayou swamps. Scared. Yes, yes, definitely. And the moon will rise later and later and later within the night. They do not go deep at all. That is true. Good morning to Sasquatch and you, MS. Hey, shout out to you. Yes, we have daylight savings time. Okay. Hello, Nye. Shava's moon on the bee. I've been seen this way before until lately. You never seen it way this way until lately. Oh, thank you, Nye. Glad to have you with us. It must have been a Timu battle. Yeah, and the birds are tweeting. Oh, thank you very much, Nye. I appreciate you too. My pleasure as always. Yeah, people love the birds. Yes, they are morning birds. Yes. It's like the DreamWorks kid that sits on the moon. It's like the kid that sits on the moon and he fishes. Yeah, that's basically what that is. Live in New Mexico, so I love all the alien space stuff. Oh, I'm glad that you like that. New Mexico is very cool. They have the Roswell museums there, and they have the the McDonald's. I think that's like alien themed. So yeah, definitely a cool place, indeed. Yeah, the mothership is coming. Yes, yes, Bruce. And lately capturing UAPs in Woodbourne, Forest Base, and Valley Spy Base. Thank you. God of Shiva. Oh yes, thank you, Nai, for your take on this. It looks like an eclipse, but it is not an eclipse. And you see, you have the moon, and then you have the light side, and then the dark side of it. Oh yeah, yeah, and the Palladians. I'm probably saying that wrong. Like the Nordic aliens and stuff. Yeah, all that's very fascinating. And the galactic councils. Yeah. Oh yeah. All the time we see stuff about that. I don't trust the reptilian aliens though, personally, but the other aliens are not as bad. Oh, thank you, Nye. I appreciate you, buddy. Yeah. Mark in April last year had 3 hour experience in Christchurch the other week in a short vid. Went around before 30 minutes the same night, about 30 minutes. Wow. My favorite UFO lore are the meetings with Eisenhower and the sort of stuff. So Eisenhower had a meeting with the Pleiadians, which was the Pleiadians, which is the Seven Sisters, which is the constellation where these Pleiadians come from. And Yes, in Crowley and Churchill, correct. And they're doing experiments by exchanging information to humans. So they sold all the human race out so they could have their technology. Yeah, yeah, Mark. Scared. Oh no! Oh, noise. Noise. Also, Mark. Cheers. I'm getting new night vision. Oh yeah, facts. Oh, no, that's very interesting. Thank you for sharing. Right. Yeah. So yeah, it looks like a solar eclipse is happening, but no, it's just the dark side of the moon and only the light part of the moon that's left. Very cool concept. Let's go this way. We've got to say goodbye for now. Looking forward to your videos, UAP. Oh yeah, Sonny Landish. Thank you for being here, and good night to you. Thank you for coming. Mark, a dog star arg is serious. That's what it is. It is serious, and it blinks a bunch of different colors. Hey, Tone. We are looking at the crescent moon, and we had a very interesting night of woodland creatures stalking me, and some orbs, and many conversations about various things. The hood is good. Hilarious. Hello, jellyfish. Yeah, it was a very fun night. I feel like UFO sightings have gotten more common since the Starlink satellites. Not convinced by UFOs, but even astronomers uh, complain about all the Starlink interference with stellar observations. Now, some people can mistake the Starlinks to other planets, but there's people that had UFO sightings long before the Starlink was invented. But there are Starlink people might think that are UFOs, but they're not. But yeah, thank you for your take. And maybe they always happened, but people didn't report the sightings as much because in the mainstream media, a lot of UFOs were seen as something silly, and now it's being more accepted and it's coming out more that way. But thank you for your take on that. But definitely something is out there. Oh yeah, yeah, yes, definitely. Let's see. She said, "Morning birds." We can have a UFO talk one night. Yes, Sonny. Yes, we can. Absolutely. And we could definitely have a UFO talk. I look forward to that. Yes. Yeah, definitely Mars. Yeah, awesome sauce. Facts. Yes. Jellyfish says for sure. Yeah, you too, Sonny. Thanks for coming. Jellyfish says for sure my favorite UFOs are the battle over LA Tic Tacs, also the sheriff on that highways in the 60s. Oh, those are definitely funny, yeah. And interesting. Definitely. Did y'all know that the moon is moving further and further away from the Earth slowly but surely? Yes, I know that the moon is moving farther and farther away from from the Earth. Yes. And eventually it's not going to be there at all. Scared. 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 That was like a hyena bird. CIA know when the world is going to end. Yeah, they may even be behind the world ending, from what I know. Scared. Because it's like they have these this Project Bluebeam, where they're going to try to project UFOs in the sky to convince people that there's some alien invasion. That's something they might try to do. Yeah, scared. Earthy scared. Tone says so. Being that it's moving away and the moon affects the oceans, what's going to happen here on Earth when it's too far away? When it's too far gone? Well, it's going to cause a catastrophe, perhaps, where the oceans are just gonna be kind of rogue. I'm leaving work now and going to see what's going on. I didn't know there was a damn solar eclipse today. Yeah, scared. Yeah, we gotta see what's going on here. The world's about to end. It would make more static tides, but interfere with the coastal biome, nutrients, and coral repercussions. Lots of animals need the moon for mating, even night hunting. Yeah, it'll cause like an awkward disruption. For a little boobop. Imagine Earth without the moon, though. Unrelated to the oceans, just in general, every night will be moonless. Yes, you never know what you have until it's gone. Yeah, it just wouldn't be the same. That is true, Jelly, and that would be a catastrophe if we were just getting bombarded by meteors. Comedy says Isaac Newton said that the world couldn't end because 20 couldn't end before 2060. I had Chat GPT redo his calculations and using updated archaeological data, and he revised date was 2016. Scared. I was hoping for a later date, not earlier. Yeah. Maybe we're just living in a simulation. We all don't really exist. Right? It's getting a little bit brighter. Uh, and let's see. Could Sirius have puppies? Yes. Sirius could have puppies. Yes, it is comedy. My pleasure. All right, sky is getting brighter. More like a midnight blue looking sky. There's a mosquito on me. Nice. Let's see. All right, Jellyfish says Earth Moon is actually binary. It's really unusual for a planetary body to have a moon this big. We actually orbit to the point between Earth and the moon. Okay, thank you for the stats on that. Always nice watching the morning with all chat. Very cool. So usually a lot of planets have multiple moons, but not these. We just have one. I have not heard of that tone. I have to look that up. Okay, so yeah, we have two moons. Gotcha. I would think we would have to have an extra moon. Yeah, there you go. Black hole sun. Yeah. Yeah, flooding in the backyard isn't fun, especially when things like that happen. Moon's baby moon. Hilarious. Itchy says, imagine we live on a night about some below, we live on the flat line in between. Interesting. Sort of like a different dimension or realm. Thank you, mods. Appreciate it. Mark says, I got blow up rowboat. Don't know when the rest of the family are going to do it. Well, you know what? Your family definitely needs to do what you think is right. They need to go with you in the rowboat and have a good time. Exactly, Itchy. It's all a projection, holographically. Yeah. Right now, it is getting bright. It's the twilight that we saw before. Artemis 4 is set to land astronauts on the moon's South Pole crater, where it has perpetual shadow darkness. Ah, interesting. The dark side part of the moon we see here is where they're going to be landing. Imagine if Earth was had rings like Saturn. Oh, that would be so cool if we had rings. Oh, Mark, scared, scared. Oh, really? Really, jellyfish? That is an interesting concept because maybe they all had rings, and for various reasons, some of them disappeared. All the planets, that is. Yeah, I just oh, hello, Selena. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, so we are seeing the sky transform from dark to light. It's a very, very dark blue. Before it was pitch black. So it's nice to have this occur. We're listening to the birds and the cool breeze. Very nice. Oh, they do? Okay. Well, I guess, as I said, they must have. All planets may have had them at one time and then they don't have them anymore. But I know one thing is that. I don't know. I don't think Venus and Mercury have it, but they're kind of far. They're kind of close to the sun. Yeah, married and divorced planets. Right. Uh oh. Uh oh. Chemtrails, chat. Chemtrails. Right in the morning. Scary. Some kind of satellite disc on the Big Brother watching people worship. Okay, look, there's a possum. Yeah, Tone, scared. Saturn's some kind of satellite disc. It's Big Brother watching people worship it. Yeah. Saturn's rings are the crowns that people will see. There's that factor, too. Take it into consideration. Yeah, Claude's mate. Yeah, that's true. Oh, that's good, Phil. Thank you. I'm glad you're listening. There is a possum that frequently graces my girlfriend's house. It once entered and sat under her bed, and the cats didn't care. Oh, yeah, cats seem to get perfectly fine along with the possums. One time in the cat room, We saw a possum. Yes, good morning, little possum. Yes. One time we saw a possum hanging out, and yeah, we saw a possum hang out in the cat room. It was a little baby possum on top of the window thing, and I had to go take him out the cat room. So I had to get a towel and pick him up, and dude like looked like he couldn't even believe he was being picked up, and I had to put him in a taxi, a cat taxi, and let him out. But being told in the morning I have to pick up a possum was a little bit of a daunting thing, but you do what you got to do. Possums are all right; they're cool. Don't breathe in chemtrails. A gore mint should say put mask on. Yeah, the gore mint is something we need to not ingest. Indeed. Possums are great for the garden, and they are excellent at catching pests and eating dangerous ticks and things. So yeah, they're very very good for the environment. Definitely. The possum said, "You have the audacity to pick me up." Yeah, exactly. What the possum said. The possum was completely in disbelief. Like the dude was like, "I don't even exist right now." I was like, "All right, I'm out." Amen, Jojo. Only God knows. The chemtrails will have. There's a whistleblower from the government that was a military woman that worked in the military. Said there's dangerous chemicals that are inside those things being released. Yes, that is true, jellyfish. Definitely. So at this point, it's called twilight. What's going on right here? We saw the moon as it was in the dark. Now we're seeing it in the light, and then we got the birds tweeting. Yeah, the chemtrails definitely have things in them that are extremely toxic that being released. I remember I was reading a Harvard article where they were explaining about the conspiracy theories of the chemtrails and that basically the government is not to be trusted, but with a lot of conspiracy theories, there's lots of whistleblowers, and they're saying at the time there wasn't really any whistleblowers, so there was some doubt in the credibility. But they're saying, like for instance, like when a plane is very up high in the atmosphere, it's going to cause it to look like smoke like that. But the thing is that there's now whistleblowers from the military talking about the they're spraying chemtrails with dangerous chemicals on people. Definitely Timu Sheen cringe. Mark said, I saved a possum one in a bit of leather glove. I saved its life, and that's what I get. I save its life, and that's what I get. Right. Scared. Scared. They are spraying chemicals in the water that are turning the frogs gay. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Scared. Yes, Phil. I think that they can manipulate the weather. They can do something called cloud seeding, and they could drop clouds. They could drop seeds within the clouds, and it'll cause them. It'll cause the atmosphere to start raining or snowing or whatever. So yes, I definitely believe in cloud seeding. Oh, you got bit. I saved a possum once. It bit me. Oh, I see that. It bit you. Well, that's unfortunate that you got bitten by him, but I'm glad that you were okay, I would suppose, and are with us now. But yeah, that's really messed up. Okay, and you see the garden right here around this time is very like an eerie glow. That's what the garden will have right now. It will have an eerie glow right here. Vastly different from what you usually see, but yeah. The those are like some of these plants and stuff. Still kind of dark, but yeah, it's kind of similar but more bright. Oh, China stopped raining in the Olympics. Interesting. Yeah, so those are those right there, and these are the other plants areas. Very similar right here. It's kind of the same but darker. Yes, Falcon, the birds are up. Indeed. Tone says definitely control the weather. And it's usually hotter in the recent days. It's been windy and cold and some light rain. Yeah. Yeah, it's all a bunch of weather manipulation, in my opinion, that happens. And they they want to cause the weather to do that for various disruptive reasons, and maybe they think they're trying to do the right thing, but overall, it could be used for something very bad. It was more rain than sunrise. Oh, gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, geostorm. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Good example. Oh, it's cooler in Florida. Yeah, I got you. Got you. Have a storm here, so I'm getting all the natural sounds this morning. Yes. Yes, you're getting all the natural sounds. And hello, Aaron. Welcome to the stream. And yeah, it is the sunrise. We have the moon, and we have lots of birds tweeting. Scared. They're good to see you too. We had some frogs croaking the other night in a distance. They're sleeping right now. Yes, there are gators. Not in this location. I've never seen them in this location, but they are in the area, in other parts of the area of the city. Yeah, they have some in the park, but they just like sit in a swamp, in a bog. They don't really do anything else. Like this right here looks similar to the aura. It's an aura of the sun glow. Over here, for those coming in, I did some garden stuff right here. Pretty cool. That's like the new update about it. Now it's at the brightest it could go. That New Zealand earthquake cost more than $1 billion. That cost more than $1 billion. Not mentioned the lives who done it. Most of the investigation. Yeah, Yeah, that definitely will do it. Yeah, Mark, investigate that. He says that the earthquake cost more than $1 billion, not to mention that the lives who done it. Yeah, you see, because they spent all this money, and hopefully that they can say the infrastructure, but they don't say the infrastructure is basically a waste from Timu. Scared. Yeah, so with these crescent moons, there's lots of magical attributes that they will add to this. In different cultures, they have different meanings to it. American Navy ships were in our waters at the time, apparently. Oh, okay. Well, maybe they used the cloud seed to cause the earthquake. That's possible. Yeah, I don't know. It's something that I would need to investigate too, because I would have no knowledge of what exactly why they would be causing that exactly. Okay, it's getting pretty bright right now. Thank you, Mark. Yeah. And so, chat, it's pretty cool seeing the sky completely transform. UAP said, were they testing for oil off the coast at the time? Right. Hey, Bubbles. Oh, they pushed the wrong button. Scared. Oh, thank you, JoJo. Yeah, he definitely is. Okay, and Bowles is sitting down right there. Got you. Okay. See, he's lurking now. Yes, and he has a brother that's inside, and he's the cat outside. That's the moon. It's nearly invisible now. It's almost invisible. Teachers at college used to always say, "I must investigate," had the kids laughing the way he said it. It's funny. It is funny. I thought it was funny the way you said it in the chat, and I think it was justified. So I agree about that, and I would have liked to have seen how the teacher said it also. Skirt. And it's like this: the sun goes from the other part of the world to over here, so it's pretty cool. Okay, and he is peeking. Now the cat is standing up, chilling. Morning, Shelly. He does his signature stretch. And that's the moon. And we've been watching the moon since the nighttime. So it's pretty cool. Oh yeah, very pretty. Indeed. Went to the Dire Strait and concert best song and private investigation. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Glad that you got to see that investigation. Is the private investigation is the best song because it's good to go on those investigations. You must investigate. Now, from the naked eye, this moon becomes increasingly difficult to see. I could see it on the stream, but with the naked eye, it looks like barely anything. Nice, cool breeze coming in. Awesome. By the way, for those coming in, this is one of the parts of the garden. Some new additions to it. And some more over here. And kind of like in the daytime, it's a little bit different. You can tell the best songs from Smoke and Cloud are the cheering. Oh yeah, I'd assume so. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Well, I didn't know that, but I'll check that out about that specific one being the best. But I definitely do agree about your assessment of it. Those are seagulls. Seagulls. We saw it for a second before it went blurry. That's good. Okay, and we're gonna look at something. There we go. Go back up there. Oh, really? That's so cool. Shout out to New Zealand. Arg. Yes. You're welcome, UAP. Thank you for coming and modding. That's the skyline. It's getting nice and bright. And we saw the transition between night and day. Okay, and now there's this other part of the stream that I do where we go in and talk over there, but we don't end this stream. We just kind of talk inside It'll get dark for a second, but then you'll see me again. Okay, and now going over here. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. Now I will be. Y'all will see me in a second. But by the way, this is Claude. All his markings. Yeah, coolest cat on the internets. One of my cats does the same thing. She plops when you talk to her. Yeah, you should teach him how to play the keyboard. Yes. Yeah, he certainly would be skilled at the keyboard. Indeed. He's on the morning hunt. Yeah, and he's hunting for different things. He's trying to find different stuff. Crikey. Yes. There you go. Must have found something. Pretty good. That's pretty good. They are good at catching different things. Okay. So it'll get dark for a second, but y'all see me again in a moment. All right, hello, this is me in Spaceship. And all right, so this is my. This is going to open. See me better. Yeah, I'm the captain of the spaceship, and thus I'm having the captain's hat on. And many people believe that this is either a part of my hair or a bicycle seat or something, but it's a hat of the captain's hat, and I have it for actually I've used it one time when it was hot. I mean, not hot. It was really rainy weather, so this was good to like act as a gutter system. And like the tree, it hit something with the tree. This protects it, so it's a interesting hat that I have that I use for this. And I'm way going to do something. Let's see real quick here. Yeah, so it is so cool to see the Twilight transformation because it's like watching an art piece transform. Definitely. So that is what fascinates me about all that. Because the Twilight part was my favorite thing to see always. Yeah, and that is Claude. That is the name of that cat. He is very good. One of the nicest cats that well, he's nice to us, but he's not always nice to his fellow cats. Sometimes the cats will fight each other and then they'll come with a common enemy and then go and attack one another. And I think it's a little bit silly when they go and try to oust another cat. I understand the cats are very territorial. Okay, so that was pretty cool. Now we're gonna get to this part of the show. We'll talk about some of the cryptids. All right, and Tone said, Twilight is awesome, but sometimes it doesn't last as long, unfortunately. Yeah, Twilight, it just sometimes like I would notice the Twilight and it looks like an aqua color, and then it gradually turns into how we see it now. Yeah, because it's definitely an aura of mystery to it. And I just think it's so cool from psychologically how people will see nighttime when we're on the stream, and then they'll see it transform into how we see it now. I think that is extremely fascinating how people are able to see the transition between that and when it gets light outside. All right, so here are some cryptids that we usually talk about at this part of the stream. The Grand Caverns, stemming from a famous 1895 photograph taken by spelunker Orrin Jeffries in Virginia. These are described as three that supposedly approached Jeffries in the pitch black after distinguishing the lantern. Scared. Hail crawlers Often described in modern internet lore as the sightings, this thin, pale, and fast humanoid creature with long limbs and glowing eyes. They are frequently reported cave sighting systems and abandoned mines. Okay, so often described as modern internet lore and sightings as thin, pale, and fast humanoid creatures with long limbs and glowing eyes. They are frequently reported in cave systems or abandoned mines. Arkansas Groro, 20-foot long reptilian creature with tusks said to inhabit the caves of Arkansas and make a horrible Groro noise when hunting. Hill crawlers doesn't sound like something I'd want to see. Super scared. Yeah, yes, absolutely. You know, ants amaze me in my kitchen. They anger me. Yeah, yeah. Ants. They you can be fascinating from outside, but inside it's kind of like who is you? Yeah. Who is you, ant? Yeah, yeah. I don't want to say that either, Tone. I agree. Tennessee cave creature reported in 2009. This creature described as 4 feet long, white skinned and human like, but covered in brown hair with heavy paws. The Olitayu, massive bat like beast reported in Cameron with similar cave demons reported in Senegal and Ghana. Scared. Cave cow, a cryptid in the Yucatan Peninsula, described as a hairy animal shaped like a lizard. Some researchers suggest it could be a surviving species of the ground sloth. Folklore cave dwellers. Many classified as cryptids today have roots in ancient folklore associated with the subterranean worlds. The Tommyknockers, small goblin spirits, and Welsh Cornish mining folklore believed to knock on mine walls as warning of impending cave-ins. Trolls. In Nordic mythology, these dangerous humanoids are said to have live in caves and turn stone if exposed to sunlight. So, those are certainly some cave cryptids I would not want to ever come across. You know, it would be completely, someone's like exploring a cave and they hear something like that. It's something that you necessarily, absolutely do not want to encounter at all. Not even one bit. A 6 foot praying mantis would be scared. Okay, let's see. There's folklore cave dwellers also. All right, Tone says that reminds me. I remember one time a lizard got into our house when the back door was left open. It ran into a crevice and was never seen again. Oh, scared. Yeah, they just disappear into the shadow realm. Yeah. So, yeah, that's happened to me. They'll just go and then disappear in the house and then never seen again. One time, a small skink came in and just was never seen again. They're going somewhere in some other dimension. Praying mantis is the mantid, a tall insectoid frequently reported in UFO abduction lore as high-ranking superior supervisor entity. Unlike the more common greys, they are often described as having overseer or manager or managers. That's how they act. They act as overseers and managers during an encounter. Oh wow, that's really cool. Appearance typically 6 to 8 feet tall with triangular. Yes, now we have Karens. Yeah, the the mantids, the mantis aliens are Karens. Yeah, they are 6 to 8 feet tall with triangular head, massive black wrap around eyes, and long multi-joint limbs. Demeanor: witnesses often describe them as cold, cynical, and indifferent, showing no recognizable emotional or empathy. Communication: their primary communication through telepathy, through some report hearing high pitched clicking sounds. Yeah, certain things cause them the sensory overload. So there you go. That is information. I know a guy with a Karen tattooed on his neck. Oh, scared. Yeah, the that's really something because there's lots of memes about Karens over here. You know, like on the spaceship, we'll talk about them. Oh, okay. Thank you, Jojo. Thank you. All right. And yikes. And by the way, thank you, Jojo, for the feedback. It must be um, something I'll check out. And Tone says, "Yikes! High-pitched clicking sounds. There comes the tribes that speaks in clicks. I've seen clicks language before. Trippy. Tribes speaking in clicks. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, Jojo. Thank you for the feedback. Yes, it's the mantis that clicks. Yes, several African tribes include click consortants. Primarily of their speech, these sounds are produced through a suction of mechanisms in the mouth rather than the throat or lungs. Okay, it is just a dose of the prayer the insect freaks everyone. It's like an aggressive alien insect. Yeah, yeah, well said. Definitely. The had Zabe, a hunter gatherer tribe in Zanzane, Zanzania that spoke that speaks Hadza in languages isolated, meaning has no other relatives, and with a sharp tongue clicks and pops. Shadow, another group in Transylvania's Rift Valley, whose language is in tonal and uses clicks by similar to those found in South America. Is it just me, or does the praying mantis insect freak everyone out? It's like an aggressive alien insect. Yes, yes, definitely an aggressive alien insect, and it definitely does seem to do that. So that's why I don't really trust what their intentions are. He heard Eskimos have three ways to describe the show. Oh, yes. So scared. Yeah, so those are some of the African tribes that speak with clicks, which is something I was completely unaware of. Heard Epstein have 30 days to, to describe it. Let's see. I heard Eskimo have 30 ways to describe snow. Yeah, Yeah, I would think that they would have the best depiction of snow on the Earths. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Because when someone brings in these bad omens and stuff, it'll seep into their skin. I mean, not their skin, but seep into their soul and cause corruption with everyone else they influence. Yeah, and I'm sure with the different types of clicks, interesting. So yeah, mantids are like the managers, and then you have people on Earth that are operating by clicks. Well, we're here checking out the cryptids. You should check out the second moon. Oh yes. Okay, I'll do it right now. Let's go here. Earth has, with the best of Artemisia, is accompanied by a stable quasi the quasi moon named 2025 PN7. It was discovered in August 2025, and the pan observation in Hawaii. These asteroids are currently acting as the large term accompanied by Earth. And they go all the way to Earth. Status of the quasi moon, meaning that it orbits the sun in a path similar to Earth that is the appears to orbit us. No, to orbit the UT from our perspective. Kind of gathers information you don't know. Asteroid was changed by gravitational shifts, and it happens. So yeah, that is the part about the second moon. So tiny, roughly 600 to 1200, 60 to 1200 feet, in small office buildings, making it invisible to the naked eye. Okay, so We are spinning, yeah. So we definitely are spinning very fast. And let's see, yeah, very good information. So we are spinning triple 6,000 miles an hour in our or kilometer an hour. Yeah. So definitely, gravity is what keeps us on the Earth. But then again, they say that it just happened by chance or by accident, but it doesn't really happen that way. Something has to set something in motion. Yeah, and I don't think people understand a lot of times what goes into the complexity of Earth and how things just go so fast all the time. So yeah, that is our second moon. Okay, and let's go here. He discovered in 2025 by Pre-Star, and Hawaii attended the quasi satellite. Outlet does not like Earth or directly to the moon or the main moon, technically. The issue is the see. They instead orbit the sun at a plan in a path so similar that the Earth's data appears to loop around the use of the perspective. Duration: it is believed to have been tagged alongside the 1800s and all the way up to 1900s. The 60s, to be specific, will remain with the sunlight and gravity pull in approximately 60 years. So the mini moon PTS recently hosted a multi moon from September to November 2024. Unlike the quasi moon, this is a temporary capture of which the asteroid was actively bound to by gravity for their beliefs over time. The Kamo Alawa, Earth's most stable known quasi sites, discovered in 2016. They thought it was a fragment of the moon based off different ancient impacts. So I think that's pretty cool about, they have a second moon that's out there in existence. Well, no, I just think that it may just be in egg shaped. You know, that might what it be. Okay, so that is Earth's moon. Or second moon. I personally think Earth would look cool with a halo around it with these different ice rocks. I think that would be so cool for Earthlings to have, unless they had the technology. There's all this debris in space, but they missed it. or it just wasn't there at all? Yeah, so shout out to Earth's second moon. All right. Yeah, I've always wanted Earth to have a multiple moons. Yeah, let's see. I've always wanted the Earth to have multiple moons like other planets, and now it does, and it's rings like Saturn. I know it's kind of funny. It's like they gave us another moon, but a little bit different than what we were expecting. Well, you're welcome, Jojo. Thank you for coming, and I appreciate you being with us on the spaceship. All right, have a good day. This won't be on for much longer, anyway. Most of it's this is like the after party part. Anyway, so now we're going to do this other part. Let's see. More info on the second moon. Yeah, I would also like Earth to have a ring like Saturn. You know, that'd be so cool if we had a planet that was like Saturn. You know, with the rings on the outside of it. You know, we would see even more things in the night sky with these types of things. Some scientists include the Harvard's Avi Loeb showed have suggested that it might not be a rock at all, but rather a Soviet Zond 1 upper stage launched in 1964. Temporary stay, whether it's natural or man made, is expected to stay in its current Earth synced orbit until approximately 2083. Wow. Safety and purpose, no danger. Yeah, we would be on the late night lives. We'd be seeing the second moon and the different things and the ring of the Earth at night. Our technical mysteries. Some scientists include Yeah, I read that. Okay, temporary is it safety? Yeah, okay, I read that part. The most famous quasi moon is the Kama Olawa, which is part of the Ferris wheel, 130 to 330 feet. Recent studies indicate like fragment of the moon is likely a spectrum matches lunar silicon silicate rocks between Apollo mission and the suggested one. Suggested the blast could turn the lunar survival into a very horrible panic. Space mission China Tianwen mission, which launched in May 2025 is currently on the route back to land in oh, to land on the Como on July 2026. It was attempted to bring Simple back to Earth by 2027. Truly piece of the moon. Yeah. An elephant doesn't realize it can break chains. Could we be in the same sort of carry on? Yeah, yeah. It is exactly the same thing. Very well said. It's so much more broader, beyond our realm of understanding. And people don't understand that, and they can make their mark on it and be not a cog in the machine. But all they want them to do is be a cog in the machine. So that is a very good point. The one who can and can't are both correct, as they say. All right. All right. So I wonder if it's something from the Soviets. It could be, or something that was came into our orbit because space is so fascinating. How these different things can just kind of come into our orbit and be like a second moon. So it's very interesting because most planets have multiple moons. We only have one. You're waiting for the cocoon to grow wings. Yeah, yeah. It will take some Timu Sheen time, but it will happen. Okay. All right. So now, at this point in time, we'll be ending the stream for the night, and we'll continue it. Well, for the day, and we'll continue another stream later in the evening, and then we'll do another live. There'll be a Lake Garden live. Thank you, Tone and chat, all being here, and everybody have a good day and peace.